Would you
Hello.
believe that I'm also having trouble hearing the countdown music? It's also in and out, so I'm sure it's my connection.
Mm,
Hi, everybody.
Howdy.
Nobody's live watching yet. How you doing, Colton?
I reckon I'm okay. How are you?
Yeah, I'm apparently having loads of problems with my internet. I reset it. They reset the router, and it still is slow as molasses. But we'll do what we can.
Yeah. If it ain't you, it'd be me.
Yeah, that's the Midas touch right there. Everything either turns to gold or to something brown. So we're reading the story of King David in Hebrew. That's קריאת סיפורו של דוד המלך בשפת כנען. You mentioned that James might show up. Do you know if he's
He
coming?
talked that he talked that way anyway.
Dum, dum. I'm killing everything I can, so I'm not taking up bandwidth, but we'll see. All right.
Yeah.
These are our Patreon members, of course. Yeah, all thanks and all praise to our Patreon members because y'all keep the lights on in more ways than you know. Yeah, this is our weekly schedule. I apologize ahead of time that I've got a cold. It just attacked me last night, and today it's really strengthened. So our first hour is 5 p.m., which is what we're doing right now. Right now we're reading the David story, but we may read other things in the near future as soon as we're done with this. We've got a beginning Hebrew at 6 o'clock. That is using Sio's grammar, and Biblical Hebrew and Communication for patrons. On Thursday at 6:30, we meet for the second and a half hour for homework review in Sio's grammar. And that's what we're doing. All right, so we are squat in the middle of chapter 20 of 1 Samuel, dealing with the story of David. So far, David is married Michal, and yes, Jonathan and David have become like best friends, brothers. And now Jonathan is trying to find out a way to save Jonathan, or Jonathan's trying to save David's life whenever they're having the New Moon Festival, and Saul was hoping to take that opportunity to get David. This is our verb for the week. It is like if I wrote down at the bottom that we should think of nishba and hishbia. Nishba is to take an oath, to make an oath. It's in the nifal, and hishbia is to get someone else to take an oath, to forswear them, to make them swear, make them take an oath. So the past tense we say hishbia, he made somebody take an oath. We say hishbati, hishbata, hishbat, or hishba'at. You could see it with an ayin, with a patach under the ayin. So hishba'at or hishbat. Hishbi'a, that's the feminine. Hishbanu, we did it. Hishbatem, v'hishbaten, and hishbiu. Hishbiu, they did it. They made somebody take a vow. Whoever's out there in the live audience, please say hello and make us happy because right now we're suffering internet problems and cold problems. The internet is, I think, on my side. So if I don't come through, listen to Colton. He knows what he's saying. The participle mashbi'a and mashbi'a, mashbi'im, mashbi'ot. The infinitive construct, lehashbi'a. The infinitive absolute would be hashbe'a, but we don't put that on the chart. Also the imperative hashbe'a, hashbi'i, hashbi'u, and hashbana. Notice the hashbana comes from this form here, tashbana, the future. Ashbi'a, I will make somebody promise or take an oath. Tashbi'a, tashbi'i, yashbi'a, tashbi'a, same form here always. Nashbi'a, tashbi'u, and yashbi'u. I think the forms should be second nature almost to you by this point because I'm really drilling home every week. Hope that makes sense and that you don't got no questions from it. We're going to jump right into the reading because that's what we're doing. We're reading 1 Samuel chapter 20. So, Colton, you want to start? You want me to start? We're starting on verse 16.
Sure, I can do it. ויכרות יהונתן
Oops, I
עם
missed
בית
it.
דוד, וביקש אדוני מיד אויבי David. And Jonathan cut, we're assuming, a covenant with the house of David, and the Lord sought from the enemies of David justice, or that the Lord would seek from the hands from the enemies of David justice, maybe.
Yeah. They would seek something, accountability, justice, righteousness, something or other. So there's a word missing in each part of that verse. Vayichrot Yonatan Brit. He cut a covenant. Very good. Very good. And that the Lord would seek accountability, something or other from the hands of David's enemies. Meaning he wouldn't let them get away with things that they try to do against David. All right, great. 17 says, Vayosef. Vayosef is one of these verbs that you have to take with a complementary infinitive. That is, this means he added, meaning he added to do something, he did it more, or he did it further. So Jonathan further made David promise, made David swear. Okay, so this is Vayosef Yonatan lehashbia et David be'ahavato oto. Be'ahavato, this is functioning like an infinitive construct. By his loving him. So he made him take another oath by his love for him, by the fact that he loved him. Ki ahavat nafsho ahevo. Ahevo is the ahev, which is the stative verb he loved, and the o is him. He loved him. So for the love of his soul, he loved him. He loved him with the love that he had for his own life. That's pretty deep love, right? ויוסף יהונתן להשביע את דוד באהבתו אותו, כי אהבת נפשו אהבו. Nice verse. All right, verse 18. Again, I apologize. I'm sniffling.
ויאמר לו יהונתן מחר חודש, ונפקדת כי ייפקד מושבך. And he said, and Jonathan said to him, tomorrow is the new moon, and you will be visited, for your seat will be visited.
Moshav is your seat.
Yeah. Again, this is like the idea of like,
I'm not hearing you. Is it my audio that's not coming through, or
I don't know. I've heard everything you've said.
Okay, well, I heard that. V'nifkadta ki paked moshavecha.
Yeah. I was saying that this is again like
your seat will be empty.
Empty.
I don't know what's going on. If anybody else can hear you, maybe like can everybody hear Colton, and it's just me that can't? Because I've got bad internet apparently.
Yeah.
Nobody's answering in live chat either.
Yeah.
I feel like the place is dead. V'nifkadta ki paged moshavecha. They say that it means, and you will be missed because your seat will be empty.
Yeah, I don't like
but
that.
Basically, it's the idea that people look. Okay, so Muriel says she hears you well, so it's just me.
Yeah.
I
am.
So
Yeah,
it's like the you will notice because the king will look
Yeah.
in your way, in your where you're sitting, supposed to be sitting, and your seat will be visited. Meaning,
Yeah, it's literally you will be visited for your seat will be visited. Like you'll be held to account for your seat won't be will be taken account of. Almost like
almost like he will notice you because your seat will
Yeah.
be noticed. Like it's
Yeah.
the idea that he's putting his eyes on you.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the only way that I ever read this anymore. Like the visit, I hate the visit gloss for that word. I think it does such a poor because it's not like you're visiting for like a hey, how you doing kind of thing. It's
Yeah.
always in the context of like you will be like you will have to give an account. Like it's some kind of reckoning that happens with that visit. Like it's either the king coming to visit to like put his affairs in orders or something like that, in that place or like it's never like a
It can be
visit.
positive or negative, but it's
Yeah,
always
yeah. It's
something's gonna
always
happen.
about it's always about taking stock of something. Yeah. Or
Mm,
or
yeah.
rectifying something, yeah.
Well,
Anyway.
absolutely. It could be that he's coming to reward you, or it could be he's coming to punish you.
Yeah.
Like if it's talking about God visiting, right?
Yeah.
It's used a lot of God. So verse 19 says, V'shilashta tered me'od ובאת אל המקום אשר נסתרת שם ביום המעשה, וישבת אצל האבן העזל. Okay, so Vishilashta. It's kind of funny, but it's related to the idea for like the third day. Today is today, then tomorrow's the second day. It's Mahal, and then the next day is Shilshom. Shilshom is the third day, right? So Vishilashta means that you will third day. You will third day. It means that you will arrive at the third day. Tired me'od, go down very. Like go down quickly. So when the third day arrives, go down quickly and enter into the place, okay, uvatay makom, where you were hiding, there on the day of the event or the deed. Means probably the first day, the day of the new moon. And you shall stay there. You shall sit there. You shall sit or stay with the Azel stone. I don't know what the Azel stone is. When I looked it up online, it's like a type of like a precious stone, but don't know what kind. Did you have time to check that? No.
Azu, no, I can.
Azel.
No.
Maybe after you read. Verse 20.
Sorry, yeah. ואני שלושת החיצים צידה אורה, לשלח לי למטרה. And I will shoot 3 arrows to the side to send for me for matara. I don't know what that's supposed to be.
To the target? Matara is normally a target.
Oh. To send out for me.
It can be a target or an objective.
Okay. Yeah, it's probably a target since we're shooting arrows.
By the way, now it literally tells me that my internet is unstable. It's nice of them to update me. Good. Okay. Normally, tzida, instead of tzida, it's hatzida. Like the stress is supposed to be because it's directional. Hey, Hatzad. Hatzad is the side, and Hatzida to the side. What do we get? Where do we get ore? Ore. What?
Ore is from Yara, the
parse
same word that for it's the same root that's used for teaching, but it's just like send out, shoot. Yeah.
So I didn't hear very well, but did you say that it's Hiphil or Kal or?
I did not. It is Hiphil though.
Yes. So let's look at it real quick. So it's from the root Yara, which is
All I said is
technically
that it's the
actually
same
Yod.
word for that we get Torah from. Same root from Torah.
It is, yes. These verbs that I guess I'll make that bigger. These verbs that have a first yod are normally first vav, and that's what we have here. And when you add the hifil, historically the hifil was ha rather than he, so it's how, and then the past tense is ah for third hay. So haura became hora with monophthongization, hora. So hora, he shot. It's also the word for instruct, to instruct, lehorot. This is the infinitive construct, to instruct, not teach necessarily, but it's the same idea. Teach is specifically lilamed, limed, in the PL, limed. So hora, in the future, you're going to say o with the aleph, and instead of it's e in the future, ore. Ore, I will instruct, or I will shoot. But it's shooting like an arrow. Hold on, let's see. Lehorot, yore. Normally, it's interesting. Lirot, to shoot, is in the kal. Lirot. Ani yore, I shoot. Yore. Ani yore. So I wonder what this is in the kal. Now that we are thinking about it, let's look at. Hold on a second. We will look here and go to Pealim. Sorry, I didn't look this up before. Lirot, to shoot. Okay, lirot. Yore, shooting, shoots. In the future, ani ire. Ire in the kal. Okay, so let's look also at the hifil, which we said this is. Lehorot. Lehorot, to teach, instruct. And in the future, ani ore. Ore. So it's using the hifil in a place where we would normally use the kal for shooting. But it is what it is. It's using the hifil for sure, ore. ואני שלושת החיצים צידה ore. I'll shoot them to the side. Okay, good job. ולשלח לי למטרה, to send away for me to the target. Probably to send my boy, my servant. Right? They use the word boy to mean a servant, somebody that serves you. Verse 21, V'hinei eshlach et hana'ar, I will send the boy, the lad. And then he just gives a direct quote, Lech metzah et hachitzim. Lech metzah et hachitzim. Go find the arrows. Im amor omar lana'ar. If I should say to the boy, if I say to the boy, Hinei hachitzim mimcha vahena. Look, the arrows are where you are in this direction, like where toward me. Kachenu, take it, like take the arrow. I guess, hold on. Kachenu vavoa ki shalom lecha. I don't know what he means by kachenu. Take it. Take it and come, because it is well for you. Ve'en davar chai Adonai. And there's no problem, there's no matter by the life of God. In other words, I think he's saying that if he says to the boy that the arrows are closer to him, then don't worry about it. Take it as a sign and come back, because it's okay. And there's no problem. And then we have the other condition, which is verse 22 for Colton. On my side, you look frozen.
Sorry. Am I good now?
Yeah. I never know what's my internet and what's you sitting there.
All right, yeah. ואם כה לאלם, הנה החיצים ממך והלאה, והלאה. Sorry, yeah. כי שלחך, I can't.
Shilachacha.
Yeah, Adonai.
Mm-hmm.
If thus I say to the, I'm assuming Elam is another word for boy.
Yes, you recognize the feminine, alma. Masculine.
Oh
is
yeah.
Elim.
See, something you've told me that before too. Behold, the arrows. Hala. What's hala?
Hala is yonder, further on.
Okay, are further from you. Go, for the Lord has sent you out.
Away.
The Lord has sent you. Yeah.
In the Pia. Yeah. Yep. I like that they say Na'al here and Elim there, that it's the same word. It's the same idea. Right? Na'al and Elim. It just means a young person, a boy. All
Just
right.
a wee lad.
Cool.
Just a wee lad.
Yes, a wee lad. All right, 23. והדבר אשר דיברנו, אני ואתה, הנה אדוני ביני ובינך עד עולם. And the thing, the matter which we spoke, I and you, behold, the Lord is between me and you forever. So as for the matter that we spoke about, like you and me, God is going to remain between us forever. Even if I never get to see you again, I know that God is keeping us both in covenant with each other.
ויסתר דוד בשדה, ויהי החודש, וישב המלך על הלחם לאכול.
לא על הלחם, אלא not al halechem, because let's see the
I do not. El
halechem.
And David hid himself in the field, and it was essentially like when it was the feast of the new moon, and the king sat to eat the bread, or
sat to the bread to eat.
Yeah, to eat. Yeah, same idea.
25. וישב המלך על מושבו כפעם בפעם. So the king sat on his seat like he always did, like a time in a time, meaning as was his custom, he did it each time. El Moshav Hakir. That is, where did he sit? He sat in the seat that was closest to the wall. That's where he tended to sit all the time. Vayakom Yonatan וישב אבנר מצד שאול, ויפקד מקום David. So Jonathan stood, he got up, and Abner sat down by the king's side, by Saul's side, and the place of David was noticed, meaning that it was empty. David's place stood out because no one was sitting there. All right, 26.
ולא דיבר שאול מאומה ביום ההוא, כי אמר מקרה הוא, בלתי טהור הוא כי לא טהור. And he did not speak Saul, and Saul didn't say anything that day. For he said, Mikrehu. Mikre?
Maybe it's just by chance.
It is by chance. He is not
I think
clean.
that mikrehu is almost like saying perhaps. Perhaps he's
Yeah.
impure because he's not pure.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Right? Because the idea is that he wouldn't come to the festival if he's
Right.
not ceremonially pure,
Right.
ritually clean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just
'cause the new moon
it's
is
the
one of the-
circular
one of the
reasoning that was
appointed
throwing me.
festivals.
That's all.
Mhm. Yeah. He's
Maybe he's
impure
not pure because he's not.
ki lo tahor, because he's not pure. That's silly.
Okay.
Jonathan would have just decried bad writing. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Vayhi mimocharat hachodesh hasheni. So the second day after the new moon, that is not the second really, it's the first day after, but it's the second day of that month. Vayipaked makom David. So his place was empty again. It was visited. Vayomer Shaul el Yehonatan beno. Okay, so this time he actually did say something. The last time he thought maybe he's impure, he can't celebrate, but normally impurity goes out at sunset.
Mm-hmm.
So he should on the second day be there. And he says to him, Madua va ven yishai gam tmol gam mayom el alachem. Okay, Madua is like lama. Why? Lova, he didn't come. Why has not come Ven Yishai, the son of Jesse? This is David. Why has David not come? Gam Tmol, that's both yesterday. Gam Hayom, both yesterday and today. Gam Tmol, Gam Hayom, El Halachem. El Halachem, to the bread, meaning to the festival, right, to the feast.
Mm-hmm.
Tmol is the standard form for the word yesterday in the Bible. Today we add an aleph and we say etmol. Etmol. Etmol, tmol means yesterday. Why has the son of Jesse not come both yesterday and today to the festival?
Vaya'an Yehonatan et Shaul. I guess that's probably supposed to be L. But Nishol Nishal David Meimadi ad Beit Lachem. And Jonathan answered Saul. Oh, never mind. That makes sense. Okay. David certainly asked permission from me to go to Bethlehem.
Yeah. So the word to go is missing, and probably to go as a concept is the one that's going was asked.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Going was asked, probably.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of weird, the Nifal. David was asked from me. Means David requested from me.
Yeah.
Yeah. To go to Bethlehem. All right. 29. Ooh. Vayomer, I'm trying not to sneeze. I'm really down with a cold right now.
Mm.
ויאמר שלחני נא כי זבח משפחה לנו בעיר. והוא ציווה לי אחי, ועתה אם מצאתי חן בעיניך, אם מלאת נא ואראה את אחי, על כן לא בא אל שולחן המלך. And he said, this is now Jonathan telling us, he's telling Saul what David said. Shalcheni na, send me away, please. I pray, send me away. Let me go. Let me go because we have, Lanu, we have an offering of family, a clan offering in the city. That is, the whole family needs to be present to give this offering. And he ordered me, my brother ordered me, that's David, right? David is like my brother because he married my sister. Hello. And now he says, if I have found favor in your eyes, that is, if you like me, if you think of me fondly, let me escape, like imaltana, please let me escape, let me get away, right, from the obligation. And I will see my brothers, meaning I will go to Bethlehem and I will see my brothers. Therefore, he did not come to the table of the king. So this was his excuse for getting away from the city.
Mm-hmm.
Right? How are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
Was that pretty clear?
Yeah, I have a thought. I'm going to see what happens in the rest of the story. I don't know. It seems like I know it can be used that way, but like the idea of malit, imalit, it almost seems like a Freudian slip by Jonathan or
I
something.
kind of
right?
missed like everything you said. I apologize.
Oh. No, I just had a thought. It's like I know
Can
it can
say
be used
again?
that way, but imalit kind of seems like a Freudian slip by Jonathan or something.
What Jonathan say?
The imalit.
I
It
just
seems
can't
like a
hear.
Freudian.
Maybe I wish maybe try the other headphone. Maybe that's a connection thing. Let's try this.
Hello,
Hey,
canst thou hear me?
hey, I do hear you. Maybe there's. I
Mm.
can hear you.
Yeah, I was saying maybe the imalit.
That's my
It
problem all
almost seems
along.
like,
Is that
yeah, imalit kind of seems like a Freudian slip almost to me. Like I know it can be used this way that you suggested, but it's just like he also could have said, "Let me return," or "Let me go," or he could have said anything else. But when Jonathan says, "Like let me escape," it almost seems like a
Let
Freudian
me
slip. Like
escape.
yeah, I don't know. It's just funny to me. I'm
It does
interested
seem,
to
doesn't
see.
it?
Yeah, it's
If
interesting.
I have found favor in your eyes, let me escape.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
not a bad reading.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
ויחר אף שאול ביהונתן, ויאמר לו בנאוות המרדות. הלא ידעתי כי
Na'avat mavdut.
נאוות.
Do you know the word
Oh,
mavdut? Is that a word that's
not
no?
one that I
If you
recognize.
studied Aramaic, I think you did. It's one that pops out a lot in Ezra because he says Kiryata Maradata, like a rebellious city. So
Oh, been so
Mered
long
is
since I've read
rebellion.
any Aramaic.
Yeah. So
Unfortunately.
he says, "You son of a rebellious girl, a rebellious woman." You should see how this is translated in the Living Bible. Can you imagine?
I'm
Is
guessing
it the
it's probably
Living
something like
Bible?
USOB.
I think I remember in the King James it says, "You son of a perverse and rebellious woman."
Yeah, that
Isn't that
sounds
what
about
it
right.
says? This is
That
verse
that sounds about
30.
right.
First Samuel. Let's look it up. Bible Gateway, 1 Samuel 20:30. You son of a perverse and rebellious woman. That's NIV. So let's do a comparison.
I hate to see what the message says.
Thou son of the perverse rebellious woman. Okay. Do they have the Living Bible here on the Bible Gateway?
I don't know.
See. I
Probably.
remember reading USOB when I was young, and I thought, what? Living Bible. Maybe it's not the Living Bible, but I could swear that's what I read it in when I was a kid.
It just says
You fool! He yelled at him. Do you think?
What a cop out.
No! Look at the footnote. This is from the Living Bible. You fool! Literally, son of a perverse, rebellious woman. Wow. The modern equivalent is SOB. This is son of nobody. Literally.
Golly, the message isn't much better.
Modern equivalent is. I remember reading that when I was a teenager, thinking, "Wow, why would that?" Like it. I guess I read it in the footnote, but I was I was a little bit shocked when I was a kid.
The message isn't much better.
What's the message say?
You son of a slut.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's exactly what it says.
Wow, I can't believe that. Anyway, he was.
That's crazy.
This whole verse is kind of rough.
Yeah. I mean, it gets the point across. I guess it gets Hello, Yadati.
So what did he say to him? Ben avata maradut.
Yeah. Hello, Yadati ki bocherata ven yeshai levashtecha.
No, this word is bullshit.
Bullshit
is shame.
Sorry.
Shame.
Yeah,
so
I read it.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I read it as Lavash. Yeah. Leboshtecha ulboshet ervat imecha.
Okay. This verse leads people to believe that there might have been something more going on between Jonathan and David. First of all, it says he loved him as the love of his soul, which is a pretty strong expression. After Jonathan dies, spoilers, at the end of this book, the beginning of the next book, the first chapter of 2 Samuel, he says, your love for me was beyond the love of women. That was an interesting thing. And then this here, he says, you've chosen the son of Jesse to your own shame and to the shame of your mother's nakedness. What in the world could that mean? That sounds a little more than you are friends with a kid that I don't like. Anyway, translate through the whole thing. See if you make it seem less explicit.
And Saul became angry with Jonathan, and he said to him, "You
literally, what's it literally? Vayicha af."
Oh, literally,
the beginning, the first.
Oh, yeah. His nose became, and Saul's nose became hot. Against Jonathan, he said to him, "Son of a wicked." I
assume that when it says a perverse and rebellious woman, I think that Navat is probably related to Meuvat, which is perverted. Maybe. Okay. Did you look at this word?
No,
I read it just like as if it were something like Na'ara. Na'arat Amardut.
Na'avat. Okay, I see.
But that's apparently not what it is. So what is this Na'avat? To do wrong, to twist. Yes, so it's related to Le'avet. Me'uvat.
Yeah. Son of a twisted and Marduk. Okay. Son of the twisted woman.
Literally, so Nava would be a nifal of this word, and it would be a twisted woman of the rebellion.
Rebellion. Okay, I just forgot the word
Twisted
again.
woman of rebellion.
Do you not know that you have chosen the son of Jesse to your shame and to the shame of the nakedness of your mother?
Mhm. So did I not know? Didn't I know?
Mm.
Didn't I know that you were choosing the son of Jesse to
Oh,
your shame
yeah,
and shame of
sorry.
your mother's
Yeah.
nakedness? Yeah. Does that lead you in any direction?
All it's doing to me is that, like, he's not going to live to be the king. Like, his shame is not being the king. Like, you were born.
Because he's gonna choose the son of Jesse who will be king in his own place.
Yeah. That's how I read it naturally.
Because of the next verse, actually. I want to answer a real quick question from Ben Sion. He says, can the Pealim website be used to learn biblical Hebrew? Technically, no. But the majority of the time, the forms are going to be the same. So technically, Pealim is a website for modern Hebrew. If you want one that is more descriptive of biblical Hebrew, first of all, you're not going to find one that will use the above consecutive forms. But I would say you should probably go to the Academy's website. They have verb tables. Hebrew Language Academy, Academia Lashon Ivrit. And here it's got Luchot Nitiyat HaPoal. That's what you go to. And it will tell you when a form is archaic, meaning archaic is what they term biblical Hebrew or also poetic forms. So let's see. I don't know right now. I can't think of a verb that's going to have different forms. Let's see. Let's see if we have something different for like sleeping. I don't know. Archaic. Okay, so we also have even with love. Because it's going to say archaic for ahev, which is the normal form of the Bible for the stative verb, whereas we would just say ahav all the time in modern Hebrew. This is archaic, ehav, instead of ohav. Ohav is a biblical form, and also ehav. Ehav we see sometimes, but ehav is specifically a biblical form that we don't use today. Anytime you see this archaic symbol, it means that that's an older biblical form that isn't really used today. But they won't mark that in Pealim. They do mark it in the Academy's website. So it would be more useful for learning biblical Hebrew. All right. So we did 30, and we are now on. We've got 15 minutes, so we are killing it. Verse 31. See. Says, כי כל הימים אשר בן ישי חי על האדמה, לא תיכון אתה ומלכותך, ואתה שלח וקח אותו אליי, כי בן מוות הוא. You can hear the anger in his voice. He says, כי כל הימים אשר בן ישי חי על האדמה. He says, as long as the son of Jesse is living upon the land, literally, because all the days which the son of Jesse lives upon the land, as long as he's alive on the land, lo tikon ata umalchutecha, you will not be established, or your kingdom. You won't have a kingdom. So now, send and take him to me. Okay, grab him and bring him to me. Send means send, like soldiers or people that are going to get him. Kiven mahvetu, because he is a son of death, meaning that he's going to be killed. It's interesting that he calls him Ben Mavet, a son of death. When we say somebody is is immortal. Immortal, we say ben al-mavet. Ben al-mavet. Al-mavet is not dying, not death. Ben al-mavet is an immortal. So normally immortal is ben enosh. Ben enosh. But he calls him here Ben Mavet, means that he is a son of death. He's going to die. All right, this verse 32.
ויען יהונתן את שאול אביו, ויאמר אליו, למה יומת מעשה? And Jonathan answered Saul, his father, and said to him, Why should he be put to death? What has he done?
Me'asa, what has he done?
Mhm.
Just so you know, I know that it's silly, but in modern Hebrew, instead of saying lama yumat, we're going to say lama she yumat. Lama she yumat. Why that he would be put to death?
Mhm.
Why that? Asher. Lama she yumat.
Nice use of the
Why
imperfect,
should he
though.
die?
It's nice use of the perfect for the I don't even know what to call it. The volative or the irialis. There, that's the right word.
Mhm.
Why should he? With
Yep,
the
it
I don't
is
remember what
Urialis.
force that
It's
is.
kind of deliberative.
Yeah,
Like you're thinking,
Yeah.
should this happen?
yeah, and there's a like a word for that kind of irialis that I can't think of, but yeah. Versus like a
I hear you
You-
much better since I switched earphones.
Yeah.
By the way.
versus like a you know, why can he versus why should he versus why must he or whatever. Those are all different types of elocutionary forces that are, I think, elocutionary force is the right one. But yeah, they're all different types of moods behind it.
Modalities.
Modality. Yeah.
Question. I coughed a second ago, and when I went to cough, I turned off my microphone. Did it mute me?
I didn't hear you cough.
Can you
so
hear
I
me?
guess so. Nope. Can't hear a thing you're saying.
Good, because remember last week it wasn't muted.
Mhm.
Every week it's something. All right, going back. 33 says, Vayatel Shaul et hachanit alav lehakoto. Lehakoto is his purpose, okay? La'atil is normally to throw it. Saul threw his spear at him to strike him. To strike him means to kill him. So now he's trying to attack. If his complaint was that you've chosen David and therefore you won't have a kingdom because he's going to become king, well, he ain't going to have much of a kingdom if he gets killed either.
Yeah.
Kind of dumb, these demon-possessed people.
I mean, he's doing the same thing that he did to David. This is a repeat of him throwing the spear at David, right?
Mhm.
When he gets
Yep.
mad,
Yep.
and it's just like, oh, basically you picked his side. I'm gonna treat you like I treat him. If that's what
I wonder if this is recalling what he did to David, and he's not trying to kill Jonathan, because it says Vayeda Yonatan. Jonathan knew. Jonathan found out. So maybe it's Saul had thrown his spear at him, at David, to strike him, and Jonathan found out about it. This is okay. So it does seem that he threw it at Jonathan, and then Jonathan knew that his anger had been completed. It had been his anger was full on. Like then he knew that for sure he wanted to kill David when he even threw his spear at him. Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Misreading. He's not a good father.
No.
But, in the last chapter, he was prophesying. So he went from being a prophet to trying to kill his own son.
Yeah. Vayakum Yehonatan me'im hashulchan bochori af. V'lo achal b'yom.
Oh, nice, Bochori. I like it. Good job.
ולא אכל ביום החודש השני לחם, כי נצב אל דוד, כי הקלימו אביו. Got me with the hiklimo. I wasn't ready for that. And Jonathan rose from the table in anger, in the hotness of nose, and he did not eat in the second day of the festival of the new moon any bread.
So I understand why you say choriaf, but why do you say bo choriaf? Why do you say bo?
I always thought that they were supposed to match like the other Hatef vowels.
Yeah,
That's how I was taught.
Because what it is, it's like be in hori, and then that vowel is echoed into the place of the shva. Bo choriaf. You're absolutely right. Bo choriaf.
Okay. I thought. Yeah, sorry. You were fishing. I thought it was a genuine question.
I wanted you to explain it to the viewers. Yeah. Why is it bo chori and not ba chori?
Yeah. Ki netzav el David ki hiklimo aviv. Okay, so I already read that. For I don't know these words. Netzav.
So netzav is nifal of atzuv, sad.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Leheatzev is to become sad, to become distraught or bothered by something.
And he was sad to David, like because of David. For David, he is sad. Yeah.
Yeah, he's sad with regard to David, or he's upset.
Yeah.
Toward David.
Yeah. Ki hiklimo
aviv. So lachlim is to insult or to. It's something like that, to insult.
Yeah.
His father insulted him.
Yes. Clam. Is there anything I can remember that make it work for? Humiliate. Okay, that's in the nifal.
Humiliate. Yeah. To humiliate, to insult, to make somebody look bad.
Shame, abuse.
Yeah. Verse 35. We've got 6 minutes and we have cooked in this reading.
Oh yeah, we've just been
boker. Right, it's just moving right along, right? Crazy.
I love it.
ויהי בוקר, ויצא יהונתן השדה למועד דוד. למועד means here something like Ohel Moed, the tent of meeting. It's for the meeting of David. Right? So ויהי בוקר, and in the morning, Jonathan went out to the field. Hasadeh means el hasadeh, to meet David. V'na'ar katon imo. V'na'ar katon imo. So it's a little boy was with him. Be aware that na'ar katon it doesn't have to be a little boy. Just na'ar is a very broad word. It can go from a baby to a teenager. So we had na'ar before and Eilim.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
But does the katon with na'ar tell us that's probably somebody on the younger side of it?
Younger side, yes.
Yeah. It's obviously not a baby going out there, but like a child rather than a teenager.
When we had Moses put into the basket and hid among the reeds, the word when it said that Pharaoh's daughter opened up the basket, she saw et hana'ar. She saw the boy. But obviously he wasn't a teenager; he was a baby.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, verse 36.
ויאמר לנערו רוץ מצאנה את החיצים אשר אנוכי מורה. הנער רץ והוא ירה החצי להעבירו. Okay.
Huh. Interesting.
And
He
he said to the young boy, or he said to the Na'ar, he said to the boy, run and find, I pray, the arrows which I am shooting. The boy ran and he shot the arrows like across from him.
Oh, it's like halfway to where he was. Halfway.
Sorry.
Halfway to crossing him.
Okay.
Halfway to crossing him.
Yeah, halfway across. Yeah, maybe.
So,
sorry.
but that's
I read that
interesting.
as another. It's arrows again. Nice little wordplay there. Yeah.
Huh. It's weird how it arranges it. Okay. והוא ירה חצי להעבירו. Okay. Verse 37. ויבוא הנער עד מקום החצי. So the young man came to the place of the halfway mark. אשר ירה יונתן, which Jonathan had shot. ויקרא יונתן אחרי הנער. So he called after the boy, Vayomer, Halo Chetzi Mimcha Vahala. This is what he said, that if he says that it's on the other side of you, it means keep going, which is a signal to David to run away. So he's given him the signal to get away, because it's not safe. Let's see how we're doing with time. We got 2 minutes. You want to handle this next one?
Sure. ויקרא יהונתן אחרי הנער מהרה חושה אל תעמוד. וילקט נער יהונתן את החיצים ויבוא את אדוניו. And Jonathan called after the boy, Husha. Hush and do not stand.
Hurry, be quick. Do not stand there. Don't stand still. Don't stop.
Okay, hurrying. Be quick. Do not stand there. Okay, gotcha. And the boy.
Like collected, picked them up.
Okay, and the boy, the young boy of Jonathan collected the arrows, and he came to his lord, to his master.
Yeah. Good. Let's take one more very quickly, just to close out the Parasha Skua. V'anar lo yada me'uma. The boy didn't know anything. Ach Yonatan v'David, but only David and Jonathan yadu et hadavar, understood the matter. Like they knew the
only thing. They knew what had
happened.
All
right. Yeah. So the boy didn't understand any bit of it. Great. We will go on. Thank you guys for being here. We had right now 9 viewers. Y'all are lovely. I hope you enjoyed. And we will see you in our grammar session in a few minutes. Toda rabba.
Toda rabba.